to downloadparlor.com. I'm Scott Less, lucky enough to go to the Rock Line, welcome in one of the greatest guitar players on the planet. He's a Golden God Best Shredder Award winner, Zoltan Bathory of Five Finger Death Punch. How are you doing today, my brother?
Oh my God, pretty good. But that was a long-winded. Like, what planet are we talking about? Pluto, you know? Instead of a best ad. I mean, funny. It's a good introduction, though.
Oh, well, I appreciate your time today, Zoltan. Of course, Metal Maniacs everywhere. Very excited about another great, brutal record from Five Finger Death Punch. American Capitalist, going to be released on October 11th. Please let me know just a little bit, if you can, what we're expected to hear from you guys.
Well, you know, it's we already kind of established what we do. So as Five Finger Death Punch goes, it kind of have a sound on its own now, and it's a continuation of the previous records. You know, basically, musically, whoever liked the first two records will like this one. I think, you know, we are progressing as songwriters. I think we're writing better songs, but as for the sound, it's kind of the same, you know. And then again, the same thing here. We try to do a diverse record, you know. Mm-hmm. The noises that you hear while I'm driving, racing a motorcycle actually right now as I'm doing this interview. So if you hear screeches and tire screeches, that's what's going on. Okay, so it's a record. We're really proud of it. I think it's a diverse record, meaning, you know, we have really like drumper stompers on it. We have really fast, heavy songs. We have a couple of ballady stuff. You know, like everything's on it. I think it came out really awesome, and it sounds really good. Kevin Churko did a great job on this.
Yeah, and I'm really digging the new single, and even more so, the new video for Under and Over It is absolutely tremendous from Five Finger Death Punch. I know there's been a lot of people online who don't really get the sense of humor that you guys are bringing, and they almost look at it like, what's going on with Five Finger? For the final time, Zoltan, please set the record straight on the design and the creation of the new music video.
Well, yeah, we kind of, you know, we wanted to do a video. It was a kind of, the lyrics already is a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing already. You know, it's just like we read the ridiculous stuff online sometimes. You know, I laugh at it, you know, it's because it's retarded, you know. And so many times the news, I even read interviews sometimes I never gave, you know what I mean? So it's fucking ridiculous out there. And then, you know, the crowd is reacting to something that, you know, especially the blubbermouth guys, you know, they're reacting to something that never even happened, you know what I mean? Right. Or it never said, or there was a flyer out there that we didn't make. It was funny that somebody created that shit, right? And people reacting to these things that don't exist, never happened, not true, or was lifted out of context. You know, it's like we can't go after all these things. You know, there was a time where journalism required you to go to school for that. You know what I mean? And you had the responsibility. You can the printed word can't be retracted. You know what I mean? Retracted.
Right. Yep.
Like you know, like you already printed it. If you lied, you're gonna get sued for that probably. But online, you know, people with no degree or even no grammar whatsoever, they can run an online blog, whatever they want.
And no clue, really.
Without a clue, without consequences. So it's kind of like a wild, wild west, you know, when it comes to journalism these days. I can't even call it journalism, tell you the truth. And so we don't have time to go after all this shit. And, you know, most of it is funny, but sometimes, you know, when some things are out there that's just ridiculous, you know, I mean, what you going to do? We can just laugh at it and make fun of it. And this particular song was sort of a last shot, not even a last shot, just kind of an answer, like, you know what, fuck you guys, you know, we are the only ones that walking in our shoes. We are the only ones that know what really went down, what really happened, what it is we really said, you know, or didn't say. And this song was kind of a blanket response to that. And as for the video, we kind of put every cliche, you know, every cliche you could possibly find in the big cock rock videos, in the big hip hop videos. I mean, the girls, the cars, every stupid thing that we could possibly collect. We even product placement in there. And tell you the truth, we didn't have time to do this, but the original script had a cash machine sound every time when you saw, you know, one of those, you know, one of the product placement, like you could hear the cash machine. So that was the original script. We didn't have time to do it, but we wanted that in there, you know, just to make a point. You know, some people get it, some people don't. Ivan's anger, you know, he usually gets pissed off. He's a singer, you know, he's an emotional guy.
Yep.
He gets pissed off at certain things, and I noticed like his anger is actually changing. He's becoming more sarcastic than anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the tone of the video. That's kind of the tone of these songs. And there's a lot of sarcasm, tongue-in-cheek things on this record. the same thing with the record cover. Some people will get it, some people don't. There's a reason why we did that album cover the way it is. It's meant to be a little bit sarcastic. It's meant to, have a specific vibe.
Looking forward to the new release from Five Finger Death Punch on the Rock Line right now with Zoltan Bathory, guitar player from Five Finger Death Punch. That new CD, again, American Capitalist, going to be released on October 11th. And you guys are going to be blowing the minds of some Bay Area metal maniacs when you guys return to the Bay Area. Going to be rocking the Warfield October 16th. Share the Welt Tour. Tell me what the mosh pit's going to be like for this show.
Well, first of all, it's like, I already like this Bay Area. It means a lot to me just to begin with. Bay Area, where the music I was influenced by came from, And then when you call it Warfield, I mean, like, hey, Warfield. I mean, that it works for me. Bay Area Warfield. We building the biggest freaking show that we can possibly build. We were always a big fan of bands that have big shows, like Rammstein, Iron Maiden, all those bands we put on shows where you don't say that, hey, I saw Iron Maiden. You say, man, I was there. There's a difference between two expressions, It's the idea of creating excitement and creating an event where you just have to be there. It's not that you saw this band, but you were there. It's massive, most ridiculous stage we ever built, and it's really out there, It's going to be something different.
And with a new tour and a new CD release, you guys also welcome in a new member to the band. Tell me about Chris Cale.
Chris, actually, it was an interesting story because, we kind of looked and reached out in our personal circles. Obviously, it's not just the musical ability, but the new member has to fit personally. So you don't just get a guy in the band that you don't know and you find out in 3 weeks that he's a serial killer, crazy motherfucker, You never know, So obviously we're going to reach out to people who we already know, other bands, recommendations and whatnot. And we did have a couple of, under the radar auditions, and Chris just happened to be actually local, and he's actually from Las Vegas. I mean, he's originally from Kentucky, but his short story is he jumped in his car and headed out to LA like all musicians do, and his car broke down in Las Vegas and stayed here for 10 years. So, I mean, it's a funny ass story, but that's what happened to him. And so he was local and a really nice guy. He's also a Muay Thai fighter, so for me, it's immediate, like, yeah, I can train with somebody on the road,
Right, okay.
And his personality is completely fit. His playing is awesome. His sound was awesome. So this was a really surprise because, as I said, we usually reach out for people who we kind of already know, and he was just recommended by our drum tech who, they know each other for a decade at least. And so we were like, okay, he came into the audition and we were like, wow, that's the guy. And he can sing. And that was an important part of the situation here that, we needed somebody who can do all the backup vocals, all the vocals. And in his band, he was not just a bass guitarist, but also the singer. So that was a huge plus.
Right.
The vibe of the band, everything just became smoother. I mean, obviously, when you have to switch a member, there's a reason for that. And this was achieved better in each and all ways. So everybody's really happy. We played at least 15 shows now together, and it's working out perfect.
Oh, fantastic. Of course, can't wait to hear the complete new work from Five Finger Death Punch. American Capitalist going to be released October 11th. And looks like you guys have been invited back to destroy the studio audience at the Jimmy Kimmel Show. You're going to be live again October 26th. Last time you played Bad Company live. I'm curious about what the vibe is going to be like this time around.
Well, this time around, we will play, obviously, the single Under and Over It. So they're going to have the heavy beeping and censorship has to happen in that one. But that's the song that we're going to play. And probably we're going to play like 4 more songs. That's the plan. Our stage and everything that we have right now will not fit in that place. So, I mean, it's a massive, massive set. So we have to scale down to pretty much the bare bones. But this is already a sound stage where, if you ever watch Jimmy Kimmel on the stage, it's already pretty cool. They have really cool lighting and whatnot. So it's going to look good anyway. It's going to be another moment where people who may never heard of us before can connect like Five Finger Who with the actual music and the faces.
Again, cannot wait to see that. Five Finger Death Punch fans, be aware. American Capitalist releases October 11th. live at the Warfield October 16th, and live on Jimmy Kimmel October 26th. Best of luck to you guys out on the road, Zoltan, and I cannot wait to hear the complete work known as American Capitalist.
Absolutely, man. You know how we do it. Can't wait to get to Frisco, and then we put on the party. It's going to happen. It's going to be good.